Hey, what's up? How are you guys doing? I hope you're doing well. A lot of people might get pissed at this tape. They might be mad. If so, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We're going to talk about the twin flame deception. So I wanted to make sure I made this tape when I was in a really happy mood, when I was feeling really great about romance and stuff like that, and not in a state where I was like somewhat, not in a state where I was kind of like sad or something like that. And I'm not. I feel great. And I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to tell you the truth. Okay. It's actually not as bad as you think. It's actually good. You have multiple twin flames. I'm going to say that again because some people are going to be going off. Internally or externally, you have multiple twin flames. Multiple. There's not just one. And I know some people are like, oh, but they say that you only... Who came up with these rules? Who came up with the rules? I need you to ask yourself, if you haven't already asked, or if you have an issue with that statement, ask yourself, who came up with those rules? Who said, oh, you only have one and you get one and it's because of... Have you noticed that the twin flame thing, it like changes? But I want you to really think about it. Your soul split in half. Sounds kind of demonic, doesn't it? Your soul split in half. You in a separate body. Okay, there's only one you. You only have one soul. Your soul, there are multi-dimensions, multi-universes, multi-dimensions, and your soul is your signature. Your soul is you. Your soul is the part of you that is never changing. Your soul is how you're able to be recognized across not only this dimension, but multiple dimensions, multiple, if you want to call it, I'll just say multiple dimensions in this tape. That's what your soul is. It's not something that is split in half and then put in a different body. That sounds not only diabolical, it sounds extremely demonic. And if you feel like there is someone who part of your soul is in their body, then you might be dealing with someone who is an energy vampire. And you might kind of be onto the truth, because it could be a person that some of your energy is attached to them, and it may come across as your soul or part of you is with them. That's not good. We don't want that. You have multiple twin flames in terms of everybody is interconnected. Everybody, whether we like it or not, we're all interconnected energetically. And you have different people who you're going to resonate with and recognize each other on a high vibrational level, soul level. But if you feel like you've known them all of your life and you feel like you're connected to them, that could be because of a variety of reasons. So one reason is it could be because of trauma, that they're connected with some type of trauma and traumatic memory. Even though you may not know this person, they may represent aspects of that trauma. Another reason is they may represent a child, I don't want to say like a fantasy. They also might have a connection with you that does go beyond this dimension. I'm going to tell you a fun story. So now you know, like, you're not being judged or anything like that. I actually did go out of body. And in one of those occasions, and the guy, I think he knows about this. I was getting really frustrated. This was years ago. Like over a decade ago. I was getting really frustrated on, trying to like find a boyfriend who was like a good match for me at the time. I was very frustrated with that. And I said, I need to know who my boyfriend is. So I went out of body, went home, and asked the people that were there, who is my boyfriend on Earth? Who's supposed to be my boyfriend on Earth? Because I'm getting frustrated. Like, we need to speed this up. Tired of going to this place and that place, and is it this person or that? Who's the guy supposed to be right now? And I'll give you the short version now. I'll give you the long version later. But they showed me the guy. They said that he astral projects to, or I don't like the term astral projection. He goes out of body to They pulled him up. And I met him there. And I thought, this guy? And then he kissed me. And I was like, oh, okay, I get it. I get it. I like this guy. This guy's cool. And a few weeks later, I was getting frustrated again with the dating thing. And I was like, okay, I need to find whoever this guy is. And this is only one supernatural metaphysical stories. I have a lot. And so I followed a series of intuitive nudges and found him. And when I found him, it was the exact guy. He also went out of body. He also was extremely spiritual. He looked like the guy, talked like the guy, sound like the guy, dressed like the guy, very unique sense of style. And when I met him in person, in real life, we kissed, and as soon as we kissed, I'm like, oh yeah, it's you. It's the same guy. And we were able to talk very deeply on a lot of spiritual subjects and things like that. But yeah, I met him out of body in a different, you could say dimension. And he is also here in the physical. Okay. That's how I met him. That's not the only time this has happened. There are actually stories. There used to be a lot of stories back in the day. Well, we won't go into all that right now. So that was one. Okay. I've met other people through some weirder circumstances than that, but that was one of them. So I met him out of body first, and then I met him in the real world. I'd never known of him prior to that. So, you might ask, well, why aren't we still together? Oh, that's a long story. That's a long story. But, yes, he has been a presence within my life for about, 13 years probably, something like that, like extremely long. The reason why I'm bringing this story up is to say, yes, you do have, that's just one story. I've got a lot more like that. You have, multiple twin flames and multiple soulmates, so to speak. And I remember back in the day, they used to say you only have one soulmate. You only have one soulmate, that's it. And now they have changed it and they say, oh, you have multiple soulmates, but you only have one twin flame. Look, a twin flame, so what's the difference? A twin flame is when you guys have... With the twin flame, you typically will have a telepathic connection, a very deep connection. You guys mirror each other. You feel like a connection with them, like you guys are... How do I put it? It's like a yin and yang. You feel like you guys see each other and understand each other on a level that's very deep and transformative. You guys might engage in very, spiritual practices, be very, very spiritual yourself. You may feel an extremely strong connection with them, an extremely strong bond with them that's unexplainable. You may have an ability to know where they're at, or be able to know when they're hurting, or, you check on them and you call them right on time and vice versa. You guys might have a series of supernatural experiences that you've shared, or maybe you haven't had supernatural experiences, but you have a bond that's undescribable. It's something beyond anything that you've experienced with somebody else. However, just because you have that one connection with that one person does not mean there are not other connections that are just as powerful. And I want to say it's extremely dangerous to think that because you have that extremely strong bond and intense connection with that one person, that you'll never have anything like that again. That's why I think the whole twin flame journey thing is very dangerous. Because if you have it in your mind that, okay, this is it, I'm never going to experience anything like that again, anything that powerful again, in a sense, you are closing other doors and you're allowing yourself to remain connected to them, when the reality of the situation is there are many other people out there who you can have just as intensive bonds and connections with, and it can be quite exciting and fun and a transform, like not trans, I don't want to use that word. It can be a great experience for both of you. You'll always have the connection to that one person, but it can change to something that is not as diabolic. And again, if it's someone where you feel like they have a part of your soul or a part of your heart, you'll never feel right without them again. In my opinion, that sounds diabolical. That sounds like an energy vampire. That sounds like something that you shouldn't be left without that person feeling like there's a part of you that's missing. You shouldn't be left feeling like you're not yourself anymore. The person that you're with should make you feel better. It shouldn't feel draining when you're not with them. You shouldn't feel anxiety when you're not with them. You shouldn't feel at dis-ease when you're not with them and like things aren't quite right and things aren't natural and they aren't relaxed and I need to be around that person, or that's not a good sign. And so if you have that type of connection, I think you're dealing with an energy vampire. What energy vampires do is they mirror you, and you're actually only in a relationship with your own energy, and then they take that energy from you. I'm not going to get too deep into the metaphysical parts right now, but if you feel like a part of you is missing or a part of you is gone, anything along those lines, then yes, there is a good chance that it was an energy vampire. It could be a twin flame / energy vampire. But what is a twin flame? Let's look into that. I'm laughing because some of these statements I feel like are going to be extremely controversial to some people. They're going to be like, what are you talking about? No, but that's the only one. If you're dealing with a narcissist, they would love you to think that they are it. That it will never be better than that. That they're all that is for you. Now, I'll be honest with you. If you are dealing with a narcissist, you may be that to that person, but they are not that to you. If you are dealing with a narcissist, you are giving them true love, true emotion, true affection, and they were not, because they didn't have the ability to give you true love, true emotion. So for them, yes, you are the greatest thing they've ever had. You are something very special. You're something that they'll never have again. And they probably do feel like they lost it all when they lost you. But they may never show you that. They might with time, but don't worry about it. Even though you may be the greatest thing that they've ever had, they are not the greatest thing that you've ever had. And they will not ever be the greatest thing that you've ever had. I'm going to go into more detail about this in the future. I'm going to go into more detail about this. If you were giving them real love and true love, you still have that, and you still have the ability to bring in relationships that are equally as powerful, as magnetic, as beautiful, or better. For them, they are stuck at a lower vibration because they don't have the ability to really love and to actually love and to feel love. Please like, subscribe, share, and consider joining channel membership. You're going to get early videos, and you're going to be getting special videos just for channel members, member quest videos. All right, I hope you have a great rest of the day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.